Disclaimer, I do not condone any sort of violence. That's what psychopaths say. Imagine you're just chilling in your room on a holiday, laying on a bed beside an open window and reading your favorite book. The weather is perfect, the sky looks bright, and you are enjoying your favorite snacks and everything is going well. But then, तुम्हारा मॉम तुम्हारे डोर निकाल के खुशी से बोलती है, हे तुम्हारे डिस्टेंट आंट अंकल और कजिन्स जो तुमने कभी नहीं मिला और जिनके नाम भी तुम्हें पता नहीं है वो हमारे घर को विजिट करने आ रहे हैं. Why don't you get ready? So, okay, for some context, guys, I have always been an introvert with social anxiety and preferred being by myself or in my room for the most part throughout my childhood. और उसके साथ मुझे बहुत सारे trust issues भी हैं, which just to add to my baggage make it really hard for me to get close to people easily and open up to them. I envy people who are naturally confident. I have a friend of mine who has no problem talking to random strangers and befriending them on the spot. My mom would have liked her as a daughter, but instead she stuck with me. बेसिकली ना मैं क्या बोलना चाहती हूँ कि दैट आई कैन नॉट डील विद गेस्ट और मोर लाइक उनके साथ इंटरेक्ट करना. Like I hate when I have to meet or interact with anyone that is new or someone whom I have only limited knowledge about or someone who I haven't met in a while. When I was little and someone visited, I would make up some excuses saying that I wasn't feeling well and I would shut myself up in my room or I'd call my friends and ask to hang out with them instead. अगर तुमने पूछा कि मैं कितना unsociable हूँ, guys, I would be willing to take the longer route to avoid talking to people at all costs. I know, pathetic. Okay, now अब point पे आते हैं. How to actually scare your guests away. I know that's why you're here. तो guys, over the years, intentionally or unintentionally, mostly unintentionally, मैंने कुछ लोगों को मेरे घर से भगा दिया. Yes, yeah. Look, मैंने ये सब प्लान नहीं किया था, वो बस सिचुएशन ऐसी थी कि वो घर से निकल गए. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not an evil mastermind or whatever you're thinking right now. It all happened unintentionally, I swear. So this one time now, one of my mom's friends who lived very far away came to our house. I was in 8th class at the time and I had just returned from a long day at school. Because मुझे तब भी social anxiety थी, going to school for me, it felt like a big chore. The stress of seeing people around me was so bad that sometimes I would end up disassociating. I'm not sure if that's a right word and I don't know if any of you have experienced it, but sometimes it feels like when your anxiety and stress reach peak levels, you end up feeling like you're out of your body, like you're watching yourself from a third person POV. मेरी ये inner monologue चल रही है कि oh my god क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ, I feel weird, like I'm locked up inside my body and my body is just automatically doing stuff. I'm having an existential crisis inside my head while my body is just functioning normally. वो लोगों से बात कर रहा है और automatically respond भी कर रहा है. Whereas here, inside my head, where I am, I can barely hear them and I'm just having these thoughts on how I feel like locked up in my body and feeling like I'm seeing through a tunnel or a glass pane and overall just how robotic my body feels. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But वो बस कुछ seconds तक रहता है, so thank God for that. I cannot imagine being that way for hours or even more. तो guys, back to the story. Basically, मुझे इतना bad anxiety थी कि मैं ऐसा feel करती थी. Every day, I would come home feeling like chopping my head off and let it cool down from all its stressful thoughts. Even now, when I think back of my school days, coming home from school was always the best part about it. So this one regular day, I came home after another stressful day at school and I was hoping to relax for a while after I got home. Right? But luck मेरे साथ नहीं थी because someone was already in my house. It was my mom's friend. I was about to throw hands at God. But I didn't want that auntie to feel bad, so I tried to smile and greeted her as enthusiastically as I could. Then I went to my room to freshen up. I decided that I would greet her again and talk to her more after I bathed and cooled my mind down. But by the time I came back, she left. एंड मुझे समझ नहीं आया कि वो क्यों इतना जल्दी चली गई. इट्स नॉट लाइक शी केम इन द मॉर्निंग एंड लेफ्ट नाउ इन द इवनिंग. अपेरेंटली शी हैड जस्ट कम लाइक 1 hour बिफोर आई अराइव्ड फ्रॉम स्कूल. सो आई वॉज वेरी कन्फ्यूज्ड. दैट नाइट मेरी मॉम ने मुझे बहुत डांटा कि मैंने कैसे बिहेव किया इन आंटी से पहले एंड आई डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड अ सिंगल थिंग शी वाज सेइंग until She pointed out that I had looked like a zombie on drugs when I reached home from school that day. Apparently, मैं इतना lifeless और tired दिख रही थी कि when I greeted that auntie, she thought that I hated her. She thought that I was looking at her like I hated that she was here at my house, that I hated her entire existence and wanted her gone from my house. Which she was not exactly wrong about. Yes, at the time I wanted her gone from my house, but I didn't hate her. It was only because I was stressed out. Guys, I promise I'm not evil. So apparently she felt really upset and disappointed by me and she decided to leave early. Of course, not before complaining to my mom about me and my behavior. So I was very upset when I heard that and cried and blamed myself for it a lot for like 2 to 3 years after that incident. And yeah, but now whenever I think about it, I just end up laughing because I can't imagine how tired and unwelcoming and scary I must have looked for her to think like that. Moving on, the other time it happened, it's quite funny. So, I was in the kitchen and I was cooking something at my grandma's house. My grandma had ordered something, and so when I heard the bell rang, I went out to open the door and collect the order. But the thing was that at the time मैं vegetables को cut कर रही थी, वो भी एक बड़ा सा knife लेके. And I was in such a hurry to open the door that I was still holding the knife in my hand as I opened the door. मैंने door को open किया and the delivery guy मुझे पैकेज देने को शुरू हुआ. But उसने मेरे हाथ में ये knife देखा and he took a step back like almost immediately. And the worst part was, I don't know why, but I was holding the knife up straight in my hand as if I was about to attack him if he made the wrong move. And I wasn't even aware that I was doing that. So I stepped out to get the package from him and he took a step back again. And I didn't realize it, so I went forward, still holding the knife like that. This time, he actually looked scared. He took a step back again, dropped the package, and said thank you, and just left. Just like that. I had never felt more confused than at that time. And it wasn't until I went back inside, and that's when I noticed that I was holding the knife pretty threateningly. Okay, the next time something like this happened, guys, this time I wasn't the one scaring someone else away. This time I was the one who had to leave. Yes. So I visited my cousin's house during summer holidays. It had been a few years since I visited him and his family. तो मैं उनको visit करने गई. And the thing was, उन्होंने recently एक pet dog को खरीदा था. And मुझे पता था इसके बारे में, but at that moment I had forgotten about it. So I knock on the door and once they open the door, I go in. Right? And it hasn't even been 2 seconds since I greet my cousin and their dog just jumps on me, barking loudly until I get like 10 feet away from him. It just won't let me anywhere near my cousin. Like अगर मैं उसको gifts देने गई तो भी their dog would just bark and bare its teeth at me and chase me away until I was in another room. It was traumatic. Turns out the dog was extremely possessive of my cousin and it was very fond of him. Which sounds adorable. हाँ guys, मुझे पता है. But it wasn't like that for me at the time. Me and my cousin ended up talking from like far away. Like I was standing near the bedroom to be able to talk to him properly. That's how far I had to be for the dog to leave me alone. It was extremely awkward, and the thing was, my cousin and his parents had gotten really attached to the dog and they didn't try taking it away or maybe holding it for a while we talked because apparently they just didn't have the heart to do it. They didn't have the heart to restrain it. They wanted it to roam around freely. And even though it frustrates me, look, I understand them. I really do. No, I fucking don't. Now, for the last one. I think it's obvious that it will make anyone leave early than they're supposed to, which is to get screaming babies and toddlers in the house. Of course, तुम बोलोगे, how dare you, Peanut? Babies cute हैं. They are cute, guys. Yes, I agree. At first. But it's not very exciting, is it? When there is a baby crying non-stop and the people that you went to visit are busy with that same baby and they have absolutely no time for you. So you just sit there in the living room or wherever you are all by yourself while the people of the house are busy taking care of a child in another room. In the end, you will probably get at most like 10 minutes to have a nice little chat with them before the baby starts again and you end up leaving the house. सो दैट्स इट फॉर नाउ गाइस। एक्चुअली मेरे पास और भी आइडियाज़ हैं लोगों को घर से भगाने के लिए, बट दिस वीडियो हैज़ गॉटन वे लॉन्गर दैन इट नीड्स टू बी एंड आई हैव मोर वीडियोज़ टू मेक. So let me know in the comments below about your own experiences and if you have better ways to scare people away so I can try them next time. Just kidding, guys. Not really.